Hey, what's happening, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This video is kind of like a request video. We're going to dive into the rubber match, Daniel Cormier versus Stipe Miocic. Of course, their first meeting was UFC 226. That was back in July of 2018. DC won that fight via KO, round 1. They had the rematch UFC 241, and that was in August of 2019. Stipe avenged his loss, defeating Daniel Cormier via TKO in round 4 of that fight, which was a sensational match. There was a lot of back and forth, an absolute war. So what would a third fight look like? Let's dive into that right now. So I imagine most of you guys watching this video follow the sport pretty closely. You know what's going on with the third fight between Daniel Cormier and Stipe Miocic. There's been delays, disputes, we had a pandemic, DC's not getting any younger. He said repeatedly this is going to be his last fight. I believe he's 41 right now. Do I think this match is going to happen? Yes. Do I think it's going to happen this year? Maybe. I think it might even happen in the beginning of next year, but we're going to have to cross our fingers on that one because a third fight between these two would be amazing. Two all-time great heavyweights, still competing pretty much at the top of their game. It doesn't get much better than that. So what are my thoughts about the third match and who do I think would win? Well, first of all, these guys are both good enough to beat each other. They have the skill sets to beat each other. I mean, we saw that in the first and second fight, but I think skill set versus skill set, tools versus tools, a prime Daniel Cormier or close to prime has an edge over Stipe Miocic. Now, I'm a big Stipe fan, but I know what I saw in those first two fights. In the first fight, Daniel flat out won. He was getting touched up here and there in the first round. There was a back and forth. Stipe did great. It was a short fight. We saw some things, but ultimately Daniel landed that punch, taking the belt from Stipe. In the second fight, we saw a lot more of how these guys match up. And I have to say that for a good portion of that fight, it looked like Daniel Cormier was dominating. He was fighting to the best of his abilities. He was fighting smart, utilizing grappling, mixing things up. Then as the fight progressed, he started to slow down. It looked like he was gassing. I think the body shots from Stipe may have contributed to that. As a matter of fact, I think they for sure contributed to that. His defenses got sloppy and Stipe pretty much took over, stopping him. Now in this third fight, whenever it happens, I feel like if DC fights smart, do what he was doing in the second fight, and if he can maintain his gas tank, control the pace of the fight, initiate grappling, get those takedowns, hold Stipe down, which we saw he can do, I 100% think he can beat Stipe. And I don't think he would have such a hard time fighting that way. Now, that's not taking anything away from Stipe. Stipe is a phenomenal fighter, really appreciate his skills, total badass. But it's like a style matchup thing. DC is so good at heavyweight. But here's the thing. DC, like I said, I believe he's 41. He's just not getting any younger. The older you get, the more your skills diminish, the less of what you were. So by the time these guys match up, are we going to see a Daniel Cormier fighting close to his prime, being able to do exactly what he needs to do to beat Stipe? Stipe's no joke. If you show any weakness, if you're not on point, he will beat you and he will beat you badly. So in this rematch, it's a tough pick, but I do favor DC, and that's contingent on him fighting close to his prime, still being the DC that we know, fighting smart, grappling, controlling the clinch, and controlling the pace of the fight. If he can do these things, I favor him to win. Now, if he fights dumb, gets sucked into like a rock'em sock'em fight, chooses to stand, not initiate any grappling, doesn't take Stipe down or try to, he's gonna have a hard time because Stipe's gonna pick him apart on the feet. He already kind of found a chink in his armor. Miocic is gonna be confident going into the third fight. He stopped them once. So yeah, if DC doesn't come in on point, I then think Stipe is going to win. Crucial for Stipe Miocic, you cannot be on the bottom of Daniel Cormier. Do not let him take you down. Keep it on the feet, manage distance. DC got short arms. He's super dangerous in the clinch position with the dirty boxing, with those hooks and those uppercuts. If he controls the distance, keeps it on the outside, I think he's going to do very well. But anyway, guys, you let me know about this third fight. Who do you think is going to win and why in the comment section? We'll love to read your thoughts. If you enjoyed the segment, click subscribe, like and share the video, helps the channel grow. And the channel has been growing, super appreciative. And until the next segment, guys, you all take care.